The modern male distraction cycle. Now, you might be asking, what is the modern male distraction cycle? Okay, it's three habits that are keeping most young men back. Three habits, okay? And hopefully, this video teaches you a little bit so that you can take something out of it, apply it to your life so you don't have to end up like most modern men today. You know, they're depressed, they have no ambition, they have no drive, they've given up on life, they're doomers, they're black pill. They want to quit on life, they don't want to be here anymore. My goal is to prevent you from becoming that guy because there is a life where you get the things that you want and you're content and you're grateful and you're happy to wake up in the morning and you have something to look forward to every day. There is a life that exists out there for you in that realm, but you have to break free of these three habits in order to get there. Okay, so we're going to get started. Number one, chasing women. I mean, who hasn't told you guys this yet, right? But I'm going to talk a little bit about why that's destroying modern men today. The first thing, and I think the most important thing, is the increased risk of exposure. Risk compounds. All right. So what are these risks? Risks I'm talking about. The biggest one, of course, is pregnancy. There's a lot of dudes out there that are like 19, 18, 20, 21, 22 that have big plans, big goals, big ambitions in life. They want to be a doctor, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to do certain things. Or like you might be one of those guys who actually has a pretty level head in terms of setting goals and visions for your future, but you keep chasing women. You keep going after the wrong women, right? There's nothing wrong with women. Women are beautiful creatures, but there is something wrong with you chasing the wrong women, right? The one that's not for you. So pregnancy, imagine you have all these goals and these dreams, and then one day you get a girl pregnant that you don't even really like, because that's what happens to a lot of guys today. They have kids with women that they don't even really like. And not only is your life affected, but now her life is affected and the child's life is affected as well. Because if you guys don't like each other, that child is going to grow up in a broken home. So the cycle is just going to get repeated. And why would you want to bring a kid into this world knowing that you don't actually like the person that you're having the kid with? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, especially if you're somebody who has dreams and goals, right? If you're somebody who's just out on the streets and you have nothing going for you and you have a kid, well, that's just, that's your cards. But if you're somebody who actually wants to be something in life, there is no reason for you to have a child with the wrong women. Have a child in the future if you want, right? Like, if you want kids, find the right woman to have a child with. One that's actually going to be there for you, one that's going to support you, one that's going to be there for you emotionally, one that's going to understand you, one that's going to be grateful and appreciative of the things that you do for her, not one that you're arguing with every single day and just not on good terms with. It doesn't make any sense. And that's going to tie into emotional drain, energy drain. That drains your emotional energy, that drains your regular energy, right? Like all that, right? And then we'll even take it a step further. You might go into some legal issues. You might be having to go to court to fight for custody over who gets the kid, or having to pay child support, or whatever it might be, because your baby mama hates you so much. Like, what kind of life is that? Especially if you're somebody, again, who has goals. Why would you want to add that to your life? That's just gonna hold you back so much than if you were to just keep your focus and stop chasing these random women who don't even like you and you don't even like. You just think they look good. All right. A 10-minute decision can create years of consequences. So that ties back into everything I just said. All right. You laying it down for 10 minutes can turn into so many other things that last a lifetime, like child, emotional drain. Like, you guys are trading souls, all right? Sex is not just this casual thing. And this is something that I had to learn as well. And it's not even that I had to learn. I always knew it, but I chose to ignore it until I got into a certain point in my life where I was like, I can't ignore this anymore. Because there was a point in my life years ago, I was 21, 22 at the time, living in Hawaii, and I was sleeping with a lot of random women who were, some of them were crazy. Like, I remember I went to this one girl's house, and I'm pretty sure her house was haunted, or she had some demons fighting in that house. Because when I went to sleep next to her, and I woke up and I had sleep paralysis, and she was in the bed. But during my sleep paralysis episode, she would look like the Exorcist, and the cat was talking. She had a cat. Her cat was talking to the mirror, because her closet was like one of those mirror closets where it's a mirror, but it's also a closet. And the cat was talking to her. She was the Exorcist, and I was just stuck there in sleep paralysis. And that's when I knew this girl had demons in her crib. So that's like one of those moments where I was like, all right, I gotta stop. I gotta stop messing with. I gotta stop messing with these random women and just mess with the women that you actually like, or with just one woman. Find one woman. Like, it's not cool to be sleeping with multiple girls at the same time. It's not, because again, and you like the chances of STDs and all that shit. Like, it's just not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's all I can really say about that. And again, don't listen to these red pill toxic creators saying that women are bad and women are only using you and shit like that. Like, no, no, no. Women are not bad or dangerous. The thing is that men create these dangerous situations for themselves. You know when you shouldn't be sleeping with a chick. You have that gut feeling like, she might say something. She might have a little bit of odor or something like that. She might be like, you might go to her house, she's dirty. You go to her car, the car is dirty. Like, you'll get these signs that you probably shouldn't sleep with that person. She might do drugs, right? She might be on a bunch of antipsychotics, right? And there's nothing wrong with people who have to take that, but like that should tell you a little bit about that person and give you more information on whether you should be intimate with that person or not. Like, their signs are there. So just listen to the signs. They're not bad or dangerous. Okay? Self-worth. Hold on. Let me get some water because my mouth is getting dry here. All right. Money, time, and energy. Like, we already know dating women can be expensive. You're taking them out on dates. You're buying them gifts. You're going to be spending a lot of money. Time that you could be using to build your whatever you want to build, whether it's your business, whether it's the career that you're already in and you want to move up the ladder, whatever it is, your hobby. Like, it's going to take time and energy. So just think about that when you're chasing these women. Like, think about what you're sacrificing to just sleep with a girl that you don't even like most of the time. Okay? I don't want to go too much into that one because it's pretty self-explanatory. All right? Number 2, not working out. Not working out. If you are a guy, if you are a man, you have to be working out. Like, this is non-negotiable. You're a dude with male genitalia. Why would you not want to be the strongest version that you can be? Right? To defend. And it's not even just for you. You're not being the strongest version for you. You're being the strongest version for the people around you, right? You want to be able to protect your family. You want to be able to protect your kids. You want to be able to protect your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, your sister. The people in your family that are the most vulnerable. You want to be able to protect them. Or even if you're somebody like me, like if I'm in a public area, and something goes down, I want to be able to protect the people around me, even if I don't know them, right? And it might not be physical, because there's multiple ways to protect yourself if you catch my drift. But when people see, especially when a guy who is looking for his prey sees a man with their potential prey that looks threatening, the chances of them going after that prey, and I don't like to use that term, but it just makes it easier to explain, is significantly lower. Because why would somebody who wants to do something bad to your family try to do something bad to your family when you look like you can knock them out in one punch or save the day? So don't just work out for you, work out for the people around you, right? Your body is also your business card. It creates opportunities. And when I say create opportunities, I don't mean that some millionaire is going to hop out of his Lamborghini, come up to you and give you $1 million. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it creates opportunities for you in the sense that people look at you differently, okay? Because it is physical proof of your internal standards. When somebody sees a person in shape, and I'm in great shape, humbly speaking, but I am in great shape. So even when I see somebody else that's in crazy shape, I'm like, damn, that dude, he has some high standards for his life. He's probably clean. He probably is pretty financially stable. He probably takes his job very serious. Like, there's a lot of things that go into that. So it creates opportunities in the sense that people will be willing to listen to you more. People will respect you more. If you're going to a gym, if you're signing up for a gym membership and you want to get training and you're looking at all the trainers and there's two trainers and there's one trainer that's way out of shape and one trainer that's ripped and shredded, which one are you most likely to go with? And I'm not saying that the person who's out of shape is not qualified to be a trainer, because they might have all the information and the knowledge and know how to apply it, but they just don't apply it in their life. So why would you take advice on something that somebody doesn't even apply to their own life? And that could be with anything. So your body is physical proof of your habits every day. And then your mind also reflects your habits. Because when you are somebody who takes care of your body, chances are you take care of your mind. And when you take care of your mind, you also take care of your environment, right? Like your space where you live, your car, right? I personally, I'm kind of OCD with my space and my car. Like if you ever, like anyone who comes into my apartment knows it's always clean. No one will ever come to my space and tell you that it's ever dirty, or my car. Anytime somebody gets in my car, it's always clean. Anytime somebody comes into my house, it's always clean, because your space is a direct reflection of your mind. If everything is cluttered, excuse me, if everything is cluttered in your space and in your environment, the chances are everything's also cluttered up here. Because you're okay with living in filth, you're okay with living in a disorganized area. Like, does that not affect you? And if you don't believe me, clean your room. If you're somebody who usually has their room like all messy and shit, clean your room, make your bed, clean your kitchen, just clean your space, and watch how different your mind feels. And that's just going to tie back into your body. Like your body's a physical representation of how you treat everything else in your life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay? So that's the habit aspect of it. And then working out is also building mental calluses. So you get calluses in your hand from training, but you also get mental calluses in your hand or in your head from training as well, because you're teaching yourself resilience. You're teaching yourself consistency. You're teaching yourself commitment, because it is a commitment to change your body. It is consistency to change your body. It is discipline to change your body. It's not an easy thing. It's an extremely hard thing to do. If it was easy, everybody would have a crazy body. Like, everybody would be in shape. But the amount of people who are actually in shape is very low, because it's very difficult to do. So if you can build a physique that you are proud of, do you not think that you can build other things that you would be proud of as well? It's the same thing. And then again, tying it to your environment. Think about it as like a triangle, right? Body, mind, environment. They all make a triangle. When you slack in one place, you're going to slack in all other things. If your environment is messy and dirty, your mind is going to be cluttered, and then your body is not going to be where it needs to be because your mind is cluttered. So now you're eating out of emotion. You're not getting your steps in. You're not going to the gym because your mind is just all over the place. So when all three are working in synergy, right? When all three are working in synergy and your environment is clean, your mind is clean because your space is clean, right? So with those two things, now you're like, oh shit, like my body. Now I gotta focus on my hygiene. Now I gotta focus on what I'm putting in my mouth. All this stuff ties in together. That's why getting in shape and working on your physique and working on your health is the key to wealth. It is the key to wealth because it allows you to be in synergy in all three areas. I keep doing this fucked up. I keep doing like a circle. It's supposed to be a triangle. But all these three areas are working in synergy. You will get so much more out of life. And there was points in my life too where I had the physique in check. Or no, actually no, I didn't even have my physique in check. I was working out, but my environment would be messy, and I was also going through other things. So my mind and my environment were off, and my physique was off too. Like there was a point in time where I was like 160 pounds, right? And it wasn't like yoked. I was like kind of chubby, and I was out of shape. I couldn't run. I was out of shape because I wasn't doing cardio. I was just going to the gym and lifting heavy and doing a bunch of bullshit. But I wasn't actually really focused on my health. Like my diet wasn't great. I was eating McDonald's a lot. I was eating Panda Express a lot. I was eating, you know, I wasn't I wasn't in the best shape that I could be. And that was a reflection of my environment and my mind at the time. Now I'm in a space in my life where my environment is good, my mind is good, and my body is also in the best shape that it's been in. Besides bodybuilding, that's a different story. So those three things tie together: body, mind, environment. I know I said not working out is number two. So you have to work out. You have to work out. That is the first step. Number three, social media. All right. And I've had the belief that social media is the problem. And recently I've done a lot of thinking, and I've come to the conclusion that social media is not the problem. The problem is what it allows you to avoid. And then also you not being in control of social media, right? So social media allows you to run away from your thoughts. It allows you to feel behind, and it allows you to avoid doing the hard things. Because, most guys, as soon as they're feeling some negative emotion, as soon as something goes wrong, they go straight to their phone, they go straight to social media. And then they fall into this loop of comparison and envy and jealousy and anger and sadness because they see somebody else doing better than them, and they're at a point in their life where they're not happy. So now you're comparing yourself. Now you're running away from what you actually need to be confronting in order to get yourself out of that position. But now you're going to be stuck in that loop of staying in that spot because instead of doing the internal work, you're looking for external sources. You're relying on external sources. Like when you're uncomfortable, when you're bored or you're anxious, instead of solving these issues, instead of building, instead of thinking, instead of journaling, instead of reading, instead of walking, you scroll, and your brain just gets fried. Your brain gets rotted. It distorts reality for you because you're comparing your behind the scenes, you're comparing your lowlights, your lowest points to somebody's highlights. But what you don't see from that person is all the lowlights that they had too. Like everybody who's successful, everybody who has some sort of success or level of wealth, they've also had really hard times in their life too. But what they did was the opposite of scrolling. They worked on it. They built something. They got themselves out of that situation. And everybody has a capability to do that. Every man has a capability to do that. We're men. We are literally created to build, to acquire resources, to be strong. That's what we were made for. Every man is capable of that. But the problem is you're letting your social media dictate how you feel, dictate how you move through your life. You're comparing yourself to other people. So it distorts your reality. It kills your momentum, right? There's two different paths. You have the ego. So now you're gonna have ego on social media, and then you're gonna fall into delusion, and you're gonna have fake progress. Or you're gonna be envious, and then this is most people, by the way, men and women, but I'm talking to men in this video. Envy, which turns into being discouraged, which then turns into quitting, right? You see somebody successful on social media, you're like, damn, that person doesn't deserve that. I deserve that. That person, I work harder than that person. I'm more talented than that person, right? That's envy. And then you become discouraged because you're like, man, well, I'm doing everything I can and they got success and I don't have it. So I'm just discouraged. I'm going to quit. And that's the final stage, quitting. You quit. You quit on yourself because you're comparing yourself to somebody else's path. We all have different paths. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to somebody that you see through a screen. I was about to cuss. I'm trying not to cuss anymore, or at least not as much. But you're comparing yourself to somebody you see on a screen. And you're allowing that to dictate your life. You only get one chance. We all get one chance. It's not Call of Duty. It's not video game where you can respawn. You literally have one chance to do it. And instead of living your life for you, you're sitting on your phone, avoiding anything difficult, avoiding any type of growth or discomfort, and letting pixels on a screen dictate the trajectory of your life. Because your focus gets shifted outward. If your focus is shifted outward, you can't level up, because leveling up requires internal focus. It requires you working inside of you, working on your mind, working on your body. And for social media, I'm not saying you have to delete it, but you at least have to control it. And if you can't control it, delete it. I'm on a journey too of detoxing from social media, right? I deleted Instagram off of my phone. It wasn't a super huge problem for me. Like I was pretty all right at controlling it. I did the not interested. I unfollowed a shit ton of people that I didn't want to follow. But at the end of the day, like I just realized that I was using Reels too much. I was going on Reels too much. I would wake up in the morning, I'd grab my phone, go on Reels for 20 minutes. And a lot of days I would wake up in a negative mood because I was looking through Reels. So I deleted Instagram off my phone. So now in the morning, I have not gone on my phone for days in the morning. And I've had way better days. I've had way more productive days. Like I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling like there's a fire under me. And that was just from removing Instagram off my phone, right? I could have controlled it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to go through the extra lengths of doing that. So I just deleted it altogether. That's another solution. All right. So I've been rambling on, and this is a new format where I write stuff down and talk about it. So I might have been a little over the place in this video, but I think I got the point across, right? Stop chasing women that don't like you, right? Don't chase, pursue women that like you and you like them, and find one. Or if you want multiple, I'm not judging you. Find multiple. For me, it'd be one that actually likes you, and you guys can have a great relationship. And if anything happens, like a pregnancy or anything like that, you at least know that she's a good woman and you guys will be all right. Instead of having kids with a woman that hates you and is going to take you to court and is going to try to take all your money and ruin your future. Or give you some sort of a disease. And then number 2, not working out. You got to work out. Work out. It is going to transform your mind, and your mind is going to be able to transform everything else around you. And then number 3,
social media. Control it, and if you can't control it, get rid of it. Stop comparing yourself. Stop looking at at other people who have done different things in life and comparing yourself to them. Stop being envious. Stop having an ego. Drop the ego and shift your focus inward instead of outward. Okay? Get back to reality. Reality is actually amazing if you let it be. So stop trying to escape it. But that's going to be the modern male distraction cycle. Let me know if this video helped you at all, if you learned anything from this video. Again, it was a new format, so I might have been a little bit all over the place. I'm also still not 100% comfortable in front of the camera, so I'm working on the speaking, right? That's what content creation is. You work on it over time and you get better and better. I'm not expecting to be perfect, but as long as I conveyed the message and you understood it, that's all that really matters. So if it did help, leave a like, comment, please hit the subscribe button. I just hit 1,000 subs the other day, so I appreciate you guys for that. Like that might not seem like a lot to some people, but to me, that's a crazy amount. Like 1,000 people in a room is fucking insane. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And if you need help with your fitness, I will leave a link in the description below. You can book a call, and I would love to help you. Again, no pressure. It's just something I do on the side. But other than that, yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.